We did it, guys. We made it through to another headset launch. Meta. I love me some Meta Quest 3. Headset beaming with color pass-through, new processor, better FOV, the works. Michael Jackson through the roof right now. The Quest 3 is finally here after waiting 3 years since the Quest 2 launch, a year since the Quest Pro launch, 4 months since it was announced, and 2 weeks since pre-orders went live. Speaking of pre-orders, I was able to snag one, so stick around to watch the review. But with the massively successful Quest 2 still being sold on store shelves, dropping back down to that original $299 price tag, why should you go further into crippling financial despair while trying to get a business off the ground and starting a new job at the same time? Make sure you guys check out my Patreon and merch store below. Use code please to help at checkout. Love you, Grandma. Thanks for the birthday card. Hear ye, for my name is Mark Zuckerberg, and with the power invested in me, I now pronounce Viewie in the Meta Quest 3 husband and wife. Objection, Your Honor. I don't know how this works. Wait a minute. Also, Viewie, what are you doing here? You shouldn't marry this stupid fucking script, dude. Just join the Discord. I don't know why I do this to myself. Quest 3 is finally here, near and dear. Take this headset, save your whole career. VR scene dying. It's my least of fears. Boom bap this shit. God damn. Quest 3 is an obvious upgrade to the Quest 2. Big maths on that one, I know. With less cardboard to pollute the earth with, the unpacking experience was pretty smooth with the Quest 3 sitting comfortably inside. Comes with some useless ass brick inside. I don't know what this thing is for.
Please clap.
Controllers are obviously missing the rings. At first, I didn't know if I liked that, considering when I would adjust how tight they were on my wrist, I would instinctively try and grab the rings like the Quest 2. I got used to that pretty fast. I'll still definitely be switching out the wrist straps for knuckle straps. I don't know why this isn't a standard in the VR scene. Get this piece of floss off my wrist, dude. This isn't the dentist office. This is my bedroom. The lenses were the biggest thing I was looking for. I've been on the Index for the past year and a half, so getting rid of those God rays was something I was definitely looking forward to. Can say confidently that this was a massive upgrade, even from the Quest 2 and especially the Index. No complaints here. Love to see it. Speaking of Quest 2 to Quest 3, the default head strap, and I know a lot of you know where this is going, is god-awful. Some people are saying that it's better than the Quest 2s, but honestly, they're smoking crack if they think this thing is better. It physically hurts my head to wear. Quest 2 wasn't great either, but at least I could withstand that while I played. I feel like I'm losing brain cells just by putting this thing on, while I'm also losing brain cells when I hear a 12-year-old in Breachers.
You're muted.
It's Danko. Meta is marketing this as a mixed reality headset rather than a VR headset. Hot take, mixed reality is cool as a productivity tool, but outside of that, gaming is never going to be that good because you're limiting the space around you by what you're physically in, making it so games can't fully immerse you in the world. TLDR, mixed reality kinda poopy. Okay, having my computer monitor in mixed reality is kinda cool, but that's about it. Outside of that though, color pass-through is cool, tracking feels nice, everything else you've heard from people who got this early. Speakers are 10 times better than the Quest 2, so for all you Beat Saber sweats like me, you'll be hearing audio perfectly. Biggest con though is this head strap. It's seriously just awful. Even trying to get it into a sweet spot is difficult, and that only lasts so long before your head starts hurting. Makes you wonder how Meta is trying to achieve getting people into the space while also making their devices genuinely uncomfortable. To just simplify if you should buy this or not, if you're on the Quest 2 or something older and just want an upgrade, here's a pros and cons list. Biggest pros are the pancake lenses and the speakers. Crystal clear visuals with crystal clear audio. Making the headset thinner with the lenses makes it feel more comfortable, and now I don't have to wear external headphones when I'm playing story games like the Resident Evil 4 VR port, something that Quest 2 users can only dream of.
Shut up, Mom!
But here's where the mostly cons comes into this video. All right, for this section I prepared a little trivia game. All right, here it goes. What is one game that is exclusive to the Quest 3? Is it A, Asgard's Wrath 2, B, Assassin's Creed Nexus, C, Stride Fates, or D, none of the above? If you guessed A, Asgard's Wrath 2, the game bundled in at launch, then you'd be incorrect. It's none of them. You know how when there's a new Xbox or PlayStation that comes out, there's usually a few launch titles with it so you can experience the potential of your new hardware? Yeah, Meta decided that and gave us games that also work with the older headset. I understand that they're going to be selling the Quest 2, so making games for them is still financially viable for most developers. But Meta owns a ton of game studios, and you couldn't have a single Quest 3 game? Or just update something with new content. Into the Radius did it day one, and that looks way better on Quest 3. But Beat Saber hasn't had an original soundtrack in over a year outside of releasing new music packs that cost extra alongside your $30 game. Or what about the plethora of other game studios acquired by Meta that have done all since release? Remember that whole Echo VR fiasco where they told Ready at Dawn to stop development on a very popular VR game, and now we need games for Quest 3? Very interesting move here. At least with that I could still play the same songs on Beat Saber with the headset I just paid $500 for it. Love you, Mark. See, I was gonna stop mentioning the head strap here. I already wrote the script like in advance before I started doing voice lines. But I've been using it for a few more days, and I have some more to say about it. This default head strap is legitimately so bad that it feels like my head is in one of those watermelon videos. At what point did Meta decide that in order to get new users into VR, that they would give this dog shit ass head strap? I feel like I'm actually gonna lose my mind. The Quest 2's default head strap was also not good, but the Quest 3 is straight up unusable. Asking for nearly 1/5 of the headset's cost just to feel comfortable, in case you haven't realized it, doesn't help with retention when people can't be in headset long enough to catch on. Like, from a consumer standpoint, when I can easily find a Pico 4 online that's right, by the way. These aren't that hard to find and get shipped over here. And those by default come with a standard looking head strap that can also be upgraded later if you want. Meanwhile, I have spent half a grand on a headset that comes with Mark Zuckerberg's updated 2023 jock strap. Is insane. Legitimately insane. Now, what should you actually do when it comes to the Quest 2? Should you buy a Quest 3? Should you look elsewhere at a new headset that isn't monopolized as an entire subgenre of technology? Quest 2 in 2023 is, in my opinion, in a standstill. This upcoming Christmas season is about to be the most confusing for parents looking to get their child a VR headset, and Meta isn't exactly helping with that. So should you buy a Quest 3? Honestly, I don't know. With all the upcoming VR games also coming to Quest 2, right now this headset pretty much is just a visual upgrade. If you're just using your Quest 2 as a PC VR headset, then especially don't have a reason outside of pancake lenses to upgrade. If you already have accessories that make the Quest 2 a good experience, why ditch all of that for the Quest 3? The only reason right now I would say to buy a Quest 3 is if you're rocking one of those OG Oculus branded Quest 2s with 64 gigabytes of storage. If you're still rocking one of those like I was, then you should definitely think about upgrading. But if you just got a Quest 2 last year and don't want to drop another $500 on a headset, you won't be missing out on anything. Especially if either Asgard's Wrath 2 or Assassin's Creed Nexus isn't that good of a game, you'll be fine playing VR chat for the next couple years. We hardly get new VR games. But again, should you buy the Quest 2 in 2023? Honestly, if you wanted a simple headset that can connect with PC VR, then yeah, sure. But if you wanted to save a little bit more and get a better experience, then go for the Quest 3. Either way, Oculus Link is still awful. They didn't fix much there. Quest 2 is a good budget option right now, especially secondhand. You can pick them up for dirt cheap. Quest 3, in my opinion, right now is just a clarity and performance upgrade. Nothing really new is coming for this headset specifically. I'm glad the Quest 3 is out, but waiting 3 years and in the meantime getting a headset that no one actually wanted, no exclusives, and getting a headset that is actually uncomfortable to wear long term, and then the cherry on top, getting marketed this gimmick that I can't see panning out long term. Also, how Meta is a borderline monopoly in the US for standalone headsets, and they've gone out of their way to make sure that they're the only real force behind standalone VR in the US. Love you, Meta. Can we finally get Pico in the US? How does this take so long? Thank you to our mega rich patrons, Retro, Tor Willem, Wes, Gain, Denasi, and Only Mints. And of course, thank you to our budget-friendly patrons as well. Are you gonna purchase the Quest 3? Are you gonna hold out to fucking upgrade? Are you gonna sell your soul to the metaverse overlords and let Mark Zuckerberg scan your house so he can see where you store it? He knows where you store it. He wants to see where you store it.
I thought you were gonna pan that to me.
Necro, oh my god, you're out of focus.